Right, let's get that one. Are you hungry? My daughter's awake, so I don't really need to be quiet. Oh, I wanted to grab one more thing actually. Let me just get that. Lizzie, are you hungry? I feel better than the beginning of the week, do you? I've got to make those protein balls. I just can't be bothered to cook at the moment. Right, let's go live on Facebook. Oh. Morning, Claire. Lorena is awake and up and full of beans. So I was like, I may as well get dressed. So I've been staying in my pyjamas. I'm going to sit on this again. I'm going to change this around next week. I'll probably do more pre-recorded talks. Some people want the workouts in the morning, so we'll have to talk about it. Where did I put those Saurine then? There. Hi Irene, it's Friday. What on earth is the date? Right, let's have a little talk about techniques. Stress eating. How to stop you stress eating. Hi Em. That talk I did on Wednesday about the pelvic floor, the rude talk, that's disappeared off YouTube. I don't know where I put that. So I was on someone else's laptop. I thought it might have gone to their YouTube page. But I can't find them on YouTube. Okay, let's talk about techniques for prevention of stress eating, which sometimes we call comfort eating. Because sometimes it's just, you get in and you go, oh my God, I've had a terrible day and just want a stuffed chocolate or tends to be chocolate usually actually, or maybe sweets and stuff like that. So we talked earlier in the week about keeping a food journal. I don't know if anyone's done that or had time to do that. Personally, the app I think is quite good. But with a food diary, you can write down how you feel when you eat certain food types. So food is the main energy source for the body. Sometimes we keep eating white pasta and stuff like that, and we know it bloats us, and we know it makes us feel lethargic, but we just carry on eating that food type. Or you might just carry on eating too many beans, and then when you're bloated, it makes you feel really tired. So it's quite good to, even if you don't record it, think about how food makes you feel, because we're all so unique. What one person can eat might not be right for another person. So if you have got a journal, try and keep a little note of that. If you're using the app, does it actually have a place? I haven't looked on the app where you can put how you feel. I'll have a look later. People are having great success at linking the app MyFitnessPal to their Fitbits. But I got a Samsung and I can't even link my Samsung app to my own watch at the moment. It's playing me right up. So the other thing is, some people say to me, like, for instance, I've got loads of willpower, so I can have tons of chocolate and sweets and donuts here, and I'll just eat like one, or I won't eat any. But my husband goes, will you stop it? Will you get it out the house? Because I've just been thinking about that pack of chocolate obnobs I saw you come in with just a minute ago, and I can't eat one or two. I'm going to go upstairs and eat the whole lot in bed so you can't see me. And I'm like, oh, great. So I have to not buy for him. So if that's your type of personality, that's fine. Don't buy it. Try not to buy it. We was talking about drinking more. So if you drink a glass of water before each meal, then most people overeat because they're actually dehydrated. They're not hungry. So you think, oh, I'm starving, but you're not, you're actually thirsty. So that's a really good tip. And do share if you've got any tips as well, because it all helps the group. So try to snack healthily. We've been trying this week to find more healthy snacks. I like to snack on nuts, and these little soybeans that you get for a pound in Home Bargains. Let's have a look. 90 calories in a little loaf, still quite high. Only 0.7 grams of fat, really low in fat, and 0.2 grams in saturated fat. So that's really low. That's a good one. They tend to be cheaper in Home Bargains, but they're a pound in Asda's. Jaffa cakes, what the footballers eat. How many calories do you reckon one of these? 46. That's not too bad, is it? 1.1 grams of fat and 0.6 grams of saturated fat in a Jaffa cake. If you have like 3 of those or 4 of those, get your little sweetness. They're actually quite good to snack on. And Lizzie, did you say put sugar-free yogurt over grapes? The powder? You're on mute a minute. Can you take yourself off mute? And then hopefully they'll hear on Facebook.
I thought I did it earlier. Yeah, so the grapes have got to be wet. Yeah. And you buy the sugar-free powder sachets and just sprinkle it over so they're all covered. Put them in the freezer for a couple of hours, and they're like a hard sweet, really. It's really nice.
That's good, isn't it? So you have to put it in the freezer. Right, okay. There we are. That's a good tip for peeps. I've never done that one before. And then it's also being kind to yourself. So this programme is about developing healthy habits. And if you eat something bad one day, just remember you are human, and sometimes we do actually need a treat. And there's a really important bit about the psychology of nutrition. Actually, if you eat something that you'd say is naughty, and then you feel really guilty for eating that, you produce a hormone then which will store that as fat because you feel guilty. So it's really key to not feel guilty. You kind of go, yeah, oh right, I had a donut. There we are, I'm fine, we're human. And then maybe next day you won't, or if you're in a deficit of calories anyway, does it actually really matter that you just had a donut? But I'm going to try to make those protein donuts I put on this. So there's a tabs now. If you go on your phone, it doesn't work on my laptop, you go into the group and you slide across the top, there's topics. There's main meals, veg, main meals, fish, main meals, vegan, and sweet treats. So there's 4 recipes with the protein, or protein bars, wasn't it? And the protein balls are in the sweet treats. So I'm going to have a go at making those donuts. I've got the chocolatey stuff coming. Yeah, so if you're using the MyFitnessPal, or if you're using the Fitbit Wrap app, it will add up your calories over the week, hopefully, on those apps. So you can see that if you get to today, that you've got a deficit across the whole of the week, that tomorrow is what I like to call it my treat day. Saturday's a treat day. I'm going off the wagon, going to spoil myself tomorrow, I'm going to have some wine. Some people call it cheat day, but it's not cheating. So I prefer to call it treat day, because you deserve that treat because you've worked really hard a week. So to me, that's not cheating at all. You've been really good a week and you need to have a treat. Boredom eating is a huge factor. You just kind of sitting, especially if you're working from home, you just kind of nibble on things because you're bored. So it's about maybe trying to make yourself busy and occupy yourself to stop yourself from eating. And use us as support. Check in on the group, come in and say, oh God, I'm really struggling today, peeps. And you'll find you're not the only one, and people will be able to give you some little tips. But what I will say is I think I've probably been letting my blood sugar level go too low this week. Lizzie, I don't know if you found that. Because I've not been having I usually have a Belgian bun or a muffin around 3 o'clock. So because I'm not sustaining that blood sugar level, it drops. And then you crave something sweet, which will spike your sugar level, which will make you feel better for maybe a half an hour to an hour, and then you feel because you just had that treat and you have to come down again. So if you do have the healthy snacks and keep your blood sugar level more stable, then you won't crave the sugary stuff so much. So, and that is really important, because if you miss breakfast and you miss lunch, then what do? I might come home and eat half a box of bloody licorice all sorts and just 2,000 calories in licorice all sorts. That's my thing. Yeah, so if you just checked onto Facebook now, I was saying that I eat saurine. These little things, not everyone likes these. They're only 0.7 grams fat, 0.2 grams of saturated fat, and only 90 calories. And in one Jaffa cake, there's 46 calories and 0.6 grams of saturated fat. So they're actually not that bad. So that's my little snacky things. And then Lizzie had just said about getting the sugar-free powder jelly putting it over grapes and putting the grapes in the freezer for a couple of hours so you make yourself a sweet. So they go hard, do they, when you do that?
Yeah, kind of. Not like too hard, but you know, it's something you can kind of like sip on, I guess.
Oh, that's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I find red grapes take away the sweetness craving more than a black grape or green grape. So that was something I learned years ago. I read an article that said red grapes stop you craving chocolate. I wouldn't quite go that far. But they do help you to stop craving sugary stuff. So yeah, red grapes, nuts, fruit, Jaffa cakes and saurine is what I tend to try and snack on, and protein nut bars I like to have as well, but some people hate nuts. I mean, if you're into meditation, there's a yoga breathing that you can do, and the reason for this is because it's stress eating. So what you do is you breathe in through your nose and count to 4. Breathe out through your nose and count to 6, or maybe even up to 8. Do it if you can for a couple of minutes, 2 to 5 minutes. Once you start to feel calmer, you actually won't crave that sugar if you can actually make yourself do that. I've got more into meditation type stuff and calming stuff because of COVID, and I've been helping people to sleep and stuff through that. So I'll probably write that up on a little post and put that in. Tell you another little tip, and this sounds crazy. If you've got an oil burner or a diffuser and you burn a sweet oil like orange or clementine, they are the oil of joy. They are uplifting, they make you feel happier, and they also satisfy your senses for sweetness because you're smelling that as well. So actually, it's called the oil of joy. It actually is called that. We use it in massage if someone's feeling really down. So if you've got that, I've just got a diffuser for Christmas because I can't have an oil burner with a 3-year-old around because they just burn your house down. So if you've got one of those, you can you burn that. And I was burning it last night and it did actually make me feel better. And then the other thing is thinking about your mindset, so positivity. So we go around and go, oh, I can't stop eating these. Oh, put those chocolates away, I can't stop eating that. Oh, I've been eating bad all week. And then we make ourselves feel guilty, make ourselves feel worse, but you're then manifesting, you're asking the universe to send you that, I can't stop eating those bad foods. So if you actually say, I'm not going to overeat, I'm really good at eating, I'm really good at sticking to this plan, I've got really healthy habits coming into my life. I know it sounds cheesy, some of this, but you'll manifest what you're thinking, so it will stop you from eating so bad. And then if you have, it's time, if you do have the journal and you can write down, I ate that today and it made me feel tired, or I ate that today and I felt better for clean eating. I mean, I don't have time to write stuff down, but I do write down in my positive book. I try to write down positive things every day, like thank you for my health, thank you for my fit people around me and things like that. So if you've got time to write in a journal, or you can put a few minutes aside before you go to bed, that's quite good. Sleeping, and I'm not very good at this, but if you have a good night's sleep, 6 to 8 hours, we overeat when we're fatigued. We turn to sugary foods to give us a boost of energy when we've not had enough sleep. So if you are able to get yourself in a routine. And then another thing that I'm really bad at is putting my mobile phone away. Do you do this? There's ways that you can turn the phone down so it doesn't stimulate you, so you can go to sleep faster. So this is something I need to do more of, and not watch the TV so late, but come away and have that time. Because if your brain is stimulated too much and you can't sleep, then you're tired, then you're going to eat bad food. Like you might wake up in the morning and think, I'm so tired today, I'm going to have a boost. Eating meals away from a device or TV, something else we're quite bad at in modern life. When you watch the TV and eat your food, your brain is not digesting that food is going to your stomach. So you can eat a mound of food and your brain will only pick up what you actually look at if you're watching like a TV program. So that's why people overeat again. If you sit away from the TV and actually watch and look at what you're eating and eat slowly, put your knife and fork down between each mouthful, I actually do that, then your body is registering what you're eating. But if you're on the phone non-stop or you're watching the TV, you could probably eat twice as much because your body literally is not aware at all of what's going down to the stomach. And a lot of people actually don't know that. I don't know whether you you knew about that one. And then, of course, teaching ourselves to eat when we're hungry. I said about a lot of people eat when they're dehydrated. Sometimes people just eat because they think they're hungry. And we need to learn to eat until we're comfortably full. Not like on a Sunday when you have a 3-course meal and you're like, oh my God, I'm so full. It doesn't even feel that nice being that full, does it?
No.
It doesn't feel nice being hungry. This week I've been like, oh my God. Yeah, so it's about changing your mindset and try not to overeat, but also remember that hormones, I said about the menstrual cycle, you crave more sugar then. And I've got a little reflexology technique for you as well, but you've got to press quite hard because normally I do this on the big toes. In the thumbs you've got your pituitary gland and your hypothalamus gland, which are the master glands of the brain. And when you press them really, really hard, I can't feel mine much, I've got to get right in. You lift your endorphins, which is your happy hormone. So if you're going to eat because you're stressed or anxious, and you rub your thumbs really hard and get across the top, so you know the little nodule that sticks out on the thumb, that's what I'm talking about, that bit there. It's quite sensitive. If you press it, you can actually get rid of migraines from pressing that point. And across the top is your brain. If you actually just rub those when you're looking at your food and deciding what you're going to have to eat, you can lift your mood. It might not work for you, but it may do. And then the last one is the box breathing, sometimes known as square breathing, sometimes known as 4x4 breathing. So I've actually drawn a box on here. So you breathe, you inhale for 4 counts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and pause and hold it for 4. Then exhale for 4. And then hold that for 4. And then start to just feel less stress. And this is really hard if you've got kids screaming around you, or if you've got a partner nagging for food, but you're breathing for 4, hold it for 4. Breathe out for 4, hold it for 4. Once you feel calmer again, then the urge for sugar should start to diminish. So whether you're into the breathing, whether you want to try the hand reflexology techniques, or whether just keeping chocolate out the house works better for you, there's a few little techniques in there that I've learned over the years. But yeah, if you do, I don't know, stuff half a packet of Jaffa Cakes, they're not that bad anyway. Just try not to feel guilty and beat yourself up, because honestly, you do release a hormone when you feel guilty, which will stop you digesting them, so that you're more likely to store them as fat. And we do not want that. If you have your Jaffa Cakes, you've eaten like 6, just go, yeah, I deserve that. I needed that today. That's fine. I'm human, and we'll wipe the slate clean tomorrow, and we'll try again tomorrow. So tonight is upper body. I thought that was yesterday. I'm still quite achy today. Can feel shoulders and things. Can feel waistline muscles. It's quite nice. I hope you're enjoying the programme. I'm definitely going to extend it by a couple of weeks. So for those of you who want to carry on, I'm loving it actually, this women's group. So I hope you are too. I've been wanting you're loving it. I've been wanting to do this for, oh my God, probably 10 years. It's taken me this long. If we had somewhere we could weigh and I could check your muscle ratio to fat ratio, I'd probably do that as well. With the Tanita scales, where you hold the handles, if people were interested. Because sometimes people think they're massively overweight, but it's actually more muscle than you realise. And us women have a higher level of fat than lads anyway, because we got backs. And we got more fat around our butt. Yeah, are you tired? So have a lovely day. Tonight is 5:30. I triple check that, and then we'll get the programme out for next week then, and see what people want to do next week. I got loads of ideas, loads and loads of ideas. Morning, ma'am. So have a lovely day today. I'm gonna, because my daughter's waking me up at 6 o'clock. I'm gonna be out there today on a mission. So today I'm going to do something really boring. I'm going to keep my pasta cupboard out and see what ingredients I got. I got stuff coming from Asda's tomorrow, because if there's one thing I've learned about this programme, the recipes weren't sent out early enough. And that was because my tutor actually told me not to. But I think we need those earlier. So I've got blueberries and raspberries now, and I've got grapes. I've got that almond flour, is it? Yeah, coming. I've got more almond milk coming. So I'm going to try and make the chicken nuggets. If you find anywhere cheap. Lizzie, what did you say about the protein powder?
My protein.
Where do you buy that from?
The My Protein website. There's loads on there.
Right, because one of the girls is asking because she's under calories all the time. Bye. So have a lovely day and keep posting all your ideas because you're helping everybody out there. And well done for everybody because it's been quite tough this week. Bye.
See you later.
See you later. Have a
Bye.
good day. Bye. Or maybe I need to stop live streaming to YouTube first. Let's try